All right. So, hey y'all. So, my name is Ashley. I'm from Cannabis Nursing Solutions, where we are helping nurses to monetize and leverage their stories to overcome stigma in the cannabis space. So, many of you know my story, many of you don't. Some of you are new followers, some of you are not. But I have started in this industry just off of, I knew there was an endocannabinoid system and that everybody has one, all humans, dogs, everybody. And it just started off as me wanting to tell people about it. I started my training course back in 2018, and it was a side hustle, to be honest with you. And as I was moving through my journey and just kind of doing things, just trying to figure things out, I felt alone. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have nobody to work with me. I didn't have nobody to kind of confide into. And what I've discovered is that I actually had a system and a process as to how I moved. And even though I was alone, I was still operating in purpose. So at the end of the day, as I started discovering my system, how I do stuff, I decided that I wanted to expand that. So more recently, you might have seen that things have kind of been changing in the way that I've been delivering content, the frequency, even that has changed significantly, being consistent with the amount of posting that I do. And I began mentoring a group of nurses who, I mean, they probably say I changed their life, but I think they actually changed my life in that I have somebody to show up for. Now, it's not just about me. I don't get to quit when I don't feel like doing stuff. I don't get to quit when things get hard. I don't get to pivot and shift when I feel like it. I show up every week and they show up too for me. At ultimately, the goal with these nurses is to be able to shift healthcare perspectives. They're all doing it in their own way. They all have powerful stories. What I found in my travels through talking with different nurses is that all nurses have a story. And we tend not to share that story because we're the caretakers, we're the caregivers. And the stories tend to be very powerful. We go through a lot of pain, we go through a lot of trauma, we go through a lot of, just kind of obstacles, and we always keep it to ourselves because we're supposed to be taking care of other people. Many of us are moms, many of us are students, many of us are husbands and wives and all these things, and we have all these roles, and there's all these stigmas associated with it. And when I finally decided to share my story, when I finally decided to be present with who I was, that's when things started to change for me. And that's when people wanted to be more in contact with me, right? They wanted me to work alongside of them, collaborate with them. They wanted to put me out there. They wanted to serve me more than even I was willing to serve myself. And what I realized, the thing that made me different was my story. And the thing that I was able to leverage were the things that I learned, and the testimony that I have to share is resilience, right? And being in the most stigmatized industry, which is the cannabis industry, you have to have a lot of resilience. And even that, I've learned how to systematize. So, anyway, on this Wednesday, 7 p.m. slot, the goal for this period of time is to be able to let you all hear these nurses' stories. I want you all to be able to understand that cannabis is medicine. We hear it all the time, but in some way, shape, or form, cannabis has affected all of these nurses' lives, including myself. Um, and they're also trying to build businesses around the plant, but also integrating who they are into what their business is in order to use cannabis as a unique selling proposition. So every week on Wednesdays, please hold me accountable, y'all. Please hold me accountable. Every week on Wednesdays, 7 p.m., we'll be bringing in different nurses to be able to share their stories. These nurses have all gone through the process of building out their foundation, being able to shift their mindset, and then eventually being able to monetize their business by leveraging social media and technology. Um, at the end of the day, it's going to be their show. It's not going to be my show. It's going to be about what they are doing to shift healthcare perspectives, the people that they're trying to serve, the people that they're trying to impact. So y'all probably see Sharetta on the screen here. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what you guys can see. Sharetta, try to talk. Even though we can't hear you, try to talk so your picture will come up. The picture still didn't come up. Gosh, they can't see you. Okay, so we ran into some technical difficulties, y'all. So as with anything, I spent all day. If y'all was on Instagram earlier, I was testing out my live streaming, trying to figure out how to get this thing to work, because this has been a barrier for me. The reason why I don't do IG lives is because I hate holding the phone up and looking at it and talking to myself. So I finally figured out how to get the streaming to go through my computer and to stream out to the different platforms. And it's been a process, and I finally got it to work. But then, lo and behold, Sharetta gets on here and the sound doesn't work. So she was going to tell y'all about how she's a woman of many words. She was going to share with y'all how she plans to create legacy in different communities through financial literacy, cannabis medicine, and being able to leverage some of her story and impact in the communities that she serves. She's had really, like, her story. I can't do her any justice. I promise y'all. But her story has been transformational for me. She is an eloquent speaker, and definitely very passionate about what she does. Her strength, y'all, is the history of cannabis. She will tell it to you inside and out. So I'm really sorry that she can't share with y'all today, but I guess really this is an introduction as to what's to come. So put it in your calendars. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, all those things that you're supposed to do when you're on social media. Definitely because it's cannabis. And I said the word cannabis in this live, and they will suppress me because I said it. So make sure that you help support this small business and getting the message out there. If you want to hear more stories about nurses who are going through different things that you probably can relate to, or even some that you probably have never heard of before, please make sure that you stay tuned and stay in touch so that way you can get this message. So thank y'all. Let me look and see if there's comments. No comments. All right, cool. So the other thing is, before I disconnect, is that on YouTube, I'll be uploading those videos. So if you don't already subscribe to YouTube and you can't catch the live stream, I'll upload these videos there. So thank you all. Have a good evening. Talk to you soon.